Oh, g'day, champions. Jump scare. Bit late. Woke up at like, I don't know, 4:30 a.m. and couldn't get to sleep for like an hour. And then finally went to sleep and then woke up late. How are we all? G'day, Mark. G'day, Pete. G'day, Lou. G'day, Magisterium. I forget your first name. Robbie, Victor, Mum, how you going? Had my birthday brewery beers go. I only had, 2 beers? I ended up with, we ended up with both cars down at the shop, so we had to drive home. Didn't want to, I had the van and the bike at the shop, so if I got Cheryl to drive me home after a couple of beers, I would have been vehicleless for this morning. I had to walk to work. Just enjoying breakfast of a strong coffee and leftover Super Supreme pizza. Breakfast of champions. So wrong, but so right. Pete, you're out west, aren't you? Good pizza out there? I found most country pizza's pretty shit. Australia has set tariffs on time. Yeah, that's why I'm late, because I got tariffed. We're doing all right out of the tariffs. Like, don't ask why they're reciprocal, because we've got 0 tariffs on anything to the States, so they just put the 10% on us for no reason at all, just because he's a fucking retard. But anyway, I'll get rid of all the Trump fuckwits out of my stream. Just ban, block, ban, block, ban. Go woke, go broke. Well, guess what? I'd rather be fucking broke. What time is it in Oz? It is 7:24 a.m. and 5 seconds, according to my life-saving G-Shock here from Lyle. Where's our fearless Amtech? I think you mean Amtech. Daylight savings does change, but it changes on Sunday at midnight. Sunday morning? I think you change it on Sunday, so you're already adjusted by Monday. But it's good, because we actually, well, they say gain an hour, so at the moment it would be 6:24 as of Monday. Daylight saving already. Well, if it was daylight saving already, yeah, I would be late, yeah. Anyway, good to have yous all. Hello from Anthony Watt. Anthony Watt, you know that I can see your name right next to what you write. Okay, just so you know. Are you new to the internet? Coffee. So, what are we doing this weekend? It was my birthday yesterday. A bit of a non-event because we're doing stuff tonight instead of yesterday. Just turned 41. Fucking hell. Not the meaning of life age yet. So 42, I think. I was going to have a 33 and a third party. So, like, not even on my birthday, but calculate, you know, what day a third of the year is. And have a party where everyone brings their records that they want to play. So 33 and a third party, just have the turntable going on, and everyone brings a record and gets to play it. But I completely forgot about it. I turned 34, and I was like, oh shit, forgot all about it. So I guess I'll have the meaning of life party from Hitchhiker's Guide to the whatever universe. What? I don't know. And have a 42nd birthday party, big one. So, after working on the Ace Radio Sonata, bang, customer rang. Actually, a guy who lives around the corner from me. I was on a morning walk once, and it was a Saturday morning, and this is, I don't think it was that long ago that it was before the shop. I think I was doing a random Saturday live stream from home, whether it was just the office bench or the garage. So I went for a walk after the live stream because it started at 6 a.m. and this guy's having a cup of tea out in the road, and he goes, hang on, are you Brad? I go, yeah. Like, Brad from Brad's Guitar Garage? I said, yeah. He goes, I was literally just watching you on YouTube, and here you are walking down the road. And, yeah, we had a chat, and he watches my things and stuff, and he was on my little walking route that I do near home. Anyway, long story short, he saw the Sonata, Ace Radio Sonata video the other day. He said, I've got one of them, you can just have it. I said, really? He said, yeah, he goes, it's pretty rough, but, you know, it's all yours if you want it. And I said, okay, nothing like free shit, so let's crack it open and have a look. It's, of course, the other one I haven't even finished yet. It's got all sorts of issues, and all the issues are due to the layout and the fact that it's point to point, and the fact that its layout wasn't really thought about. They just put stuff right where it needed to be rather than thinking about like the location. So you got crosstalk and oscillation and all sorts of issues. So I've sent the owner a email and a voicemail, not answering either. I said, look, we've put the amount of time into it that we kind of have to, and that I quoted for to get the thing stable in a quiescent state. However, its dynamic performance leaves a little to be desired. So are we going to go down the route of redesigning the fucking thing to make it usable? Or are we going to call it there and just accept that it's not performing very well? Because I've got to be paid, champions. Got bills to pay. So I can't spend infinite hours on an amplifier to get it purring if I don't get paid for it, because I can't pay my landlord in goodwill. Unfortunately. That'd be great if I could. I'd be doing this shit till the cows come home. Just get the fan on. Need a bit of air movement. So anyway, long story short, I need to get in touch with him and say, look, do you want to put more hours into this? Maybe I'll do you a special rate because we're already sort of into it a bit. None of the stuff that's an issue I could have foreseen, because the thing was basically needed a fair bit of work just to get it to the point where it was safe and able to be analysed, and then go from there. So I dare say with the layout, this one's probably got pretty similar issues. All original caps. Nito Chikudenki. So Japanese caps. Huh. Nito. Nihon. Righto. So it looks all factory condition. So a lot of the weird construction in the other one is kind of explained now. That's just how they did it. This one's actually got octal output valves, and they are populated. How do we get this thing out? Oh, it's got screws going in sideways. Oh, little wire offcut from the factory. So it looks like this cabinet was home built. So either the original cabinet was fucked and someone built a new one and covered it with this horrible Formica, or it was like a chassis only sort of kit deal. I don't know. I'm unaware of the business practices of Ace Radio from the time. G'day Lyle, how you going, legend? Good to hear from you. Keeping it together. Kicking goals and filling holes. You guys been copping some storms and tornadoes and stuff, eh? Alrighty then, I won't be keeping that cabinet. It's chipboard shit show. So I'll throw that in the bin. And here we have dust bunnies. So same foot switch as the other one. Exactly the same, including the weird bit of wire holding the retaining the cable there. So that's all factory. We have a pair of VL34 Telefunkens. Telefucknans. Don't know how to read that date code. But the getters are intact, and they don't look like they've been overheated. So they're probably possibly viable. That one, ooh, bit of discoloring towards the top of that logo there. But I can't test them because I blew up the valve tester. I was testing a pair of EL34s yesterday, day before. And one of them must have had a mad grid short. So it's taken out one of the meters. It's taken out a bunch of resistors. I think it's got a short MOSFET, a whole bunch of stuff. So we'll have to make the tester a bit more resilient to be able to put up with different fault modes in valves if we're going to maybe produce them for sale. Need to be able to cop every single possible fault mode and just laugh at it and not fail no matter what. So we're going to have to redesign a bit of it, I think. So we've got a Ferguson transformer. Yep, Ferguson OPM10A on the output. And then we've got a Henderson, which I haven't heard of until the previous one. But it's got a nice little vented cover there. All hammer tone, so it looks a similar finish to the other one. So that answers a few of our questions as to the originality of the other one. So that'll be another get around to it. When I get around to it day, I'll throw those screws in the bin because I hate flathead screws. Be another one-day job. Got to be careful not to get too many of them because I'll fucking die and all these amps will be floating around unfinished, and that's a pretty sad state to be in. I like finishing things and moving them on so someone can enjoy them. Sun's just rising, just coming over the horizon, so that means the shop will be hot as hell in a minute because the sun just beams straight in the morning. All right, what are we looking at? What? All right, modified lane. Modified Laney Pro Tube lead head. It really doesn't matter what model it was if it's modified. Thanks, Pete. Nice place to put the Tolex seam. Makes me wonder if they accidentally covered it the wrong way around and that's supposed to be on the bottom. Never seen a Tolex stream right on the top of an amp before. So those knobs are actually protruding beyond the front of the cabinet. This is the one the blown EL34s are out of. The one that took out the valve tester. It's got new JJ's caps. Looking pretty rusty and manky though. Be careful because those knobs are protruding, so I dare say that HT fuse is going to be blown. Yep. Let's see if the mains one's blown too. No, mains one's alright, so the HT one's blown foist first. Brad & Co. Any Joe versus the Volcano Love? I'm completely unaware of what you're talking about, so I guess not. Oh, it's got a handy little flow chart, which has been rubbed off. Effects loop's been removed by the looks of it. We've got a impedance switch, which is all reamed out for people using like a coin or something. Ooh, feels kind of grungy too. Ugh. Got a missing screw on the bottom. And the other 3 are reamed out because someone's used too small a screwdriver. I keep going on, harping on about stuff like, if it's a number 2 Phillips, number 3 Phillips, use a number 3 Phillips. Had a couple of comments this week because the channel's growing, which is fantastic, but every time it grows, because imagine you're in a room full of 300 people, and we've got about 10,300 subscribers now, so we've gained about 300 subs since the party. Well, since a bit after the party, because we only hit the 10,000 mark a couple of days after the 10,000 celebration party, because that's just when everyone's schedules aligned and we could have everyone attend. Otherwise, it would just be me sitting there. As fun as that seems, I thought I wanted some other guests. So, imagine you got 300 people in a room. What percentage of them are going to be absolute inbred, mouth-breathing fucktards? I reckon probably 10%. So, what happens when you've got an inbred, mouth-breathing fucktard is they're often the loudest one in the room too. Most confident. Like, the dumbest people you'll ever meet are always the most, always, without fail, the most confident. So, they're obviously... You've got to be pretty confident to be a loudmouth. So, loudmouthness and idiocy goes hand in hand. So, whenever you've got an influx of new subscribers, you also get an influx of fucking idiots. They're like, oh, how come you're complaining on every job? Every job you just complain. Complaining. And the videos they were commenting on was that basement, rehouse basement. So I went back and I thought, did I really bitch on that one? Like, I do have a whiny Australian voice compared to, you know, Lyle's dulcet tones. So I sort of sound a bit whiny at the best of times. And I play it up for comedy, right? You know, everyone loves to see a stressed out ranger. So I play it up a bit, but some people don't pick that up and they're just fucking idiots. So I watched the video. It was a rehouse basement, and I didn't whinge at all on that. I was just like, oh, we should change this. This isn't great. This isn't great. So if you say something's not great, to some people they think, oh, you're just complaining. No, I'm looking for areas for improvement because it's literally my fucking job. You stupid fuck. So, I just banned them. Ban. Excuse me. Apparently, if I find issues that could be improved, I'm just whinging. I'm whining. Good coffee. So yeah, I'm at the point now where I don't stress about losing a few subs. I just speak my mind, and that's how it is. Hey, we got a turret build. Jesus. Oh, so much to take in, champions. So much to take in. But you know what? It's all perfect, because I don't want to be accused of complaining now, do I? Everything is perfect. Back to the customer it goes. That was another thing someone complained about. Oh, there's an empty socket there with a valve still attached. They said, how come you're complaining so much when all of these things just mean money in your pocket? And I feel like I don't even know where to start with that one. For starters, what am I supposed to say? Here's a customer's amplifier. Oh, there's a thing wrong. Oh, yay, money for me. Oh, there's another thing that the previous tech fucked them over on. Oh, yes, more money for me. Like, what the fuck? I want my customers to get value for money, right? It's part of the reason I'm fucking not rich. So if I see that they've been ripped off, I'm unhappy. Or at least point out how they have. But it's like, oh fuck. It's like they wanted me to celebrate every time I find out a reason to charge my customer. I don't know if it's like an American capitalist fucking thing or what, but I ideally don't want your shit to be broken, right? I want you to keep playing with it. I want it to last for a long time. Like, I'm here to provide a service if something goes wrong, but like if you go down that route, oh, I'm so happy that I earn money off this person, or made money off this person because they had so many things wrong. That's a slippery slope then to building in shit that will fail. Like those fuckwits that change one capacitor out of like 12. Because then they know the customer will come back and have to pay another bench fee and another labour fee to take the amp out and do it, and then you probably charge a service on top to change the next fucking cap when it fails. So these only fix what's broke cockheads can claim that they save the customer money when they actually fucking cost them a whole lot more. Yeah, so I don't want to be that person. I want to give them an amplifier that they can fucking trust where possible, and that's part of the reason I don't want to fix some of these really poorly built things, because you put so much work and effort into them, and then because of the way they're built, they're teetering on the edge of destruction at any given time just because they're shit. I'm looking at you, Mesa Boogie. I should totally make that video. I think that'd have to be a members only, Lyle, because like I said, the internet's full of fucking idiots. So some people would take it seriously and claim that I'm like openly, like brazenly ripping people off. People don't get humor anymore. I commented on that video that I like seeing poor work. I thought I saw your comment there, Richard. I mean, I know you guys like seeing this stuff, and part of the reason I make these videos, part of the reason the main reason I started making these videos was because I want you to know what good and bad work looks like, because to the average person, they look at this and it's just a box of parts. I don't know. Oh, it's point to point. It's fucking fantastic. Oh, look, they've used like heat resistant wire. Must be quality. But to a tech, you're just like, oh, holy fuck, what's going on here? Know what I mean? Know what I mean? Anyway, not here to make friends or fucking toot my own horn. I'm here to show you what's on the bench. Belated April Fools. Richard, $10. Thanks, mate. Is my Boogie TA30 worth keeping, or should I sell it before it needs a recap? Sounds fantastic after a retube. The fact is it has a fan. Makes me think it's a potential fire hazard. Yeah, Lazy J. TA30. I haven't personally had one across my bench. I know other techs that have battled with them for multiple days. The schematics, you got the same issues as every other Messer amp. But they are particularly difficult to assemble and disassemble on that model, I believe. And there are some other issues. I know Six from Dr. Gear battled with one for like a month on and off. Needed a transformer replacement, so I think that was a voltage conversion as well. Look, anything from Boogie other than like the Mark 1, Mark 2, maybe Mark 3, I'd say get rid of. Because, you know, they might last forever, but I wouldn't be trusting them, and they don't sound that good anyway. But the TA, if it is your sound and you've tailored your sound to suit, don't know. I'm gonna say probably get rid of it. But if you love it, keep using it and just be prepared for expensive repair costs if they do occur. Some of the messes that come in here, like the Caliber series and stuff, or some of even the rectifiers, they do last sometimes an ungodly long time. The Sprague atom caps they use tend not to really fail. They don't perform brilliantly after 30 years, but they don't fail. I don't know. I think with Messer, basically, the simpler amp you get, the better. The more complex the thing is, the more shit they jam into the box, you're going to end up having issues. If you love the Boogie scene audiologist. Yeah, I find they just got a real, I don't know, I'm not a fan of the Boogie sound at all. They got just this boxy 700 hertz honk. And then you crank them up, and unless you EQ the living fuck out of it with the graphic, they just have this smudgy, no pick attack sort of, I don't know. My favorite sort of tone is like the Dirty Shirley. Maybe actually even not a Dirty Shirley, but like a solid state rectified Dirty Shirley, sort of my sound. So, I don't know. People can make amazing music with anything if they're talented enough. I decided to put my JCM 900 up for sale after looking at the schematic. Yeah, he found all the bridge rectifiers and shit and clipped the signal. All the diode clipping. Have you checked one of the new Fender Champs? No, I haven't. They're just a hand-wired custom fucking, here you go, here's a 5-watt amp for $5,000 kind of deal. You have repairs and you have band-aids. Band-aids are for roadies only. If something goes wrong 5 minutes before the show, not dissing on roadies, I've been one. Yeah, there's a lot of roadie, I guess you could say, techs that act like roadies out here. Anyway, let's see what's wrong with this thing. I've got a feeling the failed valve has taken out some stuff, but I can't see any evidence of that visually. What have we got? We've got a 68 680 nano with a burn in it. It's interesting. Soldering iron burn. So that's probably like a Marshall-esque build. We've got 22 nanos everywhere. Some coax, tack soldering. Oh, we got a snapped. Actually, I don't think that's snapped. I think that's cut off. Is that a bright cap? No, that's a coupling. Yeah, bright cap. But it's on the input. It's weird. Low sensitivity. I don't know. When you see an amp like this, you sort of got to be pretty open to maybe the builder wasn't quite across what they were doing or experimenting maybe. But we've got a silver mica there just floating around with the lead cut off, and you can actually see that was snipped because there's evidence of it. It wasn't a break. This weird cloth wire. I've seen this in like Asian amps, like coming from the transformers. It's got like, it feels like, I don't know, it might be silicon impregnated because it's not sticking to my finger, but you've got two bias caps over here, which are really big for a 10 microfarad 50 volt. Oh, it's a 450 volt cap. Okay, that's why they're big. And that's not required for them to be that big in the bias supply, but it's not going to hurt anything either. Wiring could do with a clean up. And pretty much all the solder joints I kind of want to redo. Just one sec. We've got the mains actually fused how it should be. You got the active onto the fuse tip and the fuse ring to the power switch, which is good. Got a double pole single throw illuminated rocker switch there for the power. We could use both poles on that, so instead of going straight to the transformer on the neutral, we may as well switch that as well. It gives you an extra level of protection there in case the transformer goes short circuit or something weird. A lot of mains wiring is just redundancy and making sure that in a certain fault modes you'll still be in the clear. Cathode follower, long tail pair, yeah, long tail pair, phase inverter, standard Marshall values. Sorry, excuse me, every time I get these manky amps in, I get a bit sniffly, just all the dust and detritus. So a lot of this could be just cleaned up layout wise, but I don't see any real showstoppers. And it would probably produce signal. That's a plus. Screen grid. And with intolerance. There's a grid stopper. $5.6K. We'll see Marshall values everywhere. $460K. Okay, so that's the other side. Duh. 5.6K. So I don't know how that valve managed to take out the valve tester and blow up a pot, a meter, a couple of resistors, and possibly a MOSFET, but not do anything to this amp. Cathode resistor 1.1 ohm. 1.1 ohm. My fucking battery's going dead in my multimeter. Yay. Getting on tonight at the Duke. The Duke! Across the road from Dr. Gear. You'll see a shop there. He's in Japan, so he won't be there. King Machete. Sorry, Brad. I'd plug my gig at a funeral. Go for it, Pete. Give us a link. Oh, you won't be able to post anything. If you do have a link to the thing, let me know and I can make you a mod for a second to post your link. Let's get a tongue sole that we know works. Just fire this thing up with no output valves in place at a reduced voltage, just to check that all the rails are present where they should be. And part of the reason I do these videos on a Saturday is so I can actually go through and quote on a Sunday. So I either write notes as I'm going, which is a bit time consuming, or I can just talk shit to you guys and check out an amp and watch the video back later and then write out the quote. Going off my analysis. Fast blow 1 amp. Of course it is. Marshall 50 watt HT fuse. See you, Rob. Take it, squeezy legend. So we're going to a gig tonight at Katoomba. We're going to stay up there, Shell and I. We're going to see Chase the Suns headlining. And Claude Hay and the Kung Fu Mustard, mates of mine. Ryan, the bass players in both bands. It's probably pretty buggered by the end of the night after playing like 3 or 4 sets. That should be a fantastic night. We saw him at Nearly Jam Music Festival over the holidays. Birthday here. Thanks, Rob. Bloody legend. Didn't have to do that, mate. Oh, that reminds me. It's a new month. And what do we have with the new month, champions? We have free subs to give away. Membership, sorry. Mute. Pause. Non-responsive browser. It's always fun. Membership gifting. Let's give 5 away right now. Alright, so hold your breath. Who got one? Richard Shaw's, Greg Bear, Cathartic Scrapper, Richard Cray, and Searching for Tone. Look no further. You're gifted a sub. I mean membership. Fuck, I keep saying it wrong. Alright, let's just give the sockets a quick clean. Tommy Emmanuel tomorrow night. Mad. British Columbia. Is that BC British Columbia? Is he over in Canada? So you know what? Get my little mini bottle brush. This toothpick's too big. Ah, you fucking. Bought these cheap toothpicks from a $2 $2 shop. But they're like too shit to use. Like they're broken already. The grain is all over the place. Tommy is one talented dude. Yeah, he is. I was listening to Up From Down Under again the other day. The first album I ever heard from him. Back in, what was it, 86, 80 something. Some of the production was a little bit cringe with DX7s and shit, but the guitar playing was fantastic. Tommy has been frustrating shredders since he began. He's a lunatic. Very friendly dude too. Quarter sawn toothpicks. Roasted maple, yeah. He was on Leon Todd's channel the other day, or the other week. He like had to pinch himself that he had Tommy Emmanuel on. I was like, yeah, I would have been the same. I'll just give you a link to the video. You can watch that later on to forget about the world. Super friendly guy too. Well, both Leon and Tommy. Leon Todd's got almost 120,000 subs. Wow. It's pretty good for an Aussie. Most people hear the accent and go, oh, fuck that. Where are we? He releases so many goddamn videos. Now I'll just share my screen. Desk share. Leon Todd. How you going, you fucking legend? Oh, it would have been live. That's why I'm not finding it. So I believe he did a lot. Did he do a live? His live streams are fantastic on Sundays. It really inspires me to play and sit down and actually set a goal for myself for playing. It's less fun, yeah, I know, but it's there we go. The GOAT, indeed. Tommy, I'll just give you a link to that video, champs. I mean, you can find it off that info, but I'll give it to you anyway. Oh, I can't type on there because I'm not logged in. It's logged me out of Google for some reason. Fuck. My browser's so slow to respond when I'm streaming. It's got the priority on producing that sweet video content. Come on, computer. Come on, internet. There we go. Alright, there's the link to the video. He did one last night, did he? Huh. His brother Phil, now passed, is also amazing. Yeah, I haven't got that much into Phil's stuff. I should. Want me to say hi? You know, he doesn't know me from a hole in the wall, but sure. He seems like, even my tiny channel, he seems like the kind of bloke who wouldn't completely disregard coming on some unknown channel. Ah, sniffly. Let's get some blocks, legends. Did chuck the valves in it. I can still test it low voltage before they start conducting. Tommy played an acoustic set at my parents' church around 1990 as he's friends with the minister. I rushed from my trolley pushing job at Kmart to catch it. Yeah, you'd risk getting fired for that one. Wouldn't even be no contest. Ah. Sorry, champions. I pressed the mute button there on my transmitter and it didn't fire for some reason for a sec. Give myself a little bit more light, eh? There's a kind of player that makes you go, what, how? Yeah, weep on the guitar case. Hey, there's a lot to be said for just strumming, Pete. You know, we all fall over ourselves to praise these amazing players, but at the end of the day, the general public, what do they remember? They remember catchy song lyrics, you know? So it's all relative. There's a broken bus wire there. I don't get why people put a bus wire on the back of the pots. I don't understand that. Oh, I've shrunk. Hang on. Oh, I might get my little earth clip. Get a banana. Let's do things properly today, just for a change. I got that first song in my head now. I should set myself a goal to learn that. It's only been 35 years since I first heard it. Burb. Pete. Will be burb, everybody. Let's get the meter where we might be able to see it. I need to get like a little arm for the meter, so you guys can see it. Seen pictures of the volcano on the Big Island. Oh, is it erupting, Victor? That would freak me out living on an island with a active volcano. VHS, fuck yeah. Still got I think I've still got the couple of Metallica VHSs. Live shit, binge and purge or something. It's probably worth money now. Didn't play it much, so it's probably still okay. Maybe. Vulgar videos from Pantera. I tried to watch a bit of one of the Vulgar videos, like relatively recently, like 5 years ago or something, and I couldn't get through it. It was pretty cringe. back in the day, I thought, oh man, this is so funny. These guys are awesome. What a bunch of legends. Now watching it, it's like, oh, okay, it's a bit cringy. Okie dokie. Okie dokie, as I say in Japan. In the Orient. I think we're good. Living on a marble filled with molten goo freaks me out. Yeah. We're just on like we're on like a pie crust. I think guitar is essential for the survival of species. Dinosaurs had no guitars. Yeah. Well, you can say that about a lot of things, though. Okie dokie. No Dr. Gear this morning. What's he doing? Enjoying life? God damn it. Doesn't he know he's a tech? Damn reflection. The fluorescen's getting to us. Yeah, is that better? Not really. Okay, whatever. So we should have like, I don't know, 4 volts, something. I can't read it. I'll look at the screen instead. 6.7. All the way out to the front end. That's the actual preamp plates there. Six point seven. Come here. Ugh. Fucking hate when your multimeter lead slips in a solid state amp. That can mean goodbye output devices. I've got no current flowing, so I can quickly check the resistance of the output transformer, which I didn't check before I attached it to the multimeter. Yeah, about 40-50 ohms per side on average. That's actually remarkably balanced. Was it 43.5, 43.7? Normally they're out by a good 20% or so. So that bodes well for the output transformer. Well, I'm not drawing any current. And all the voltages seem present. Let's just check the bias. It's not a very neatly set up, not a very neatly implemented bias supply or adjustment. Definitely be redoing that. We've got like minus 0.7. So we've got bias supply. Slowly bring up. Let's put the meters on the output so I can see if anything goes haywire. And we'll attach a speaker. Maybe 3.9. Alright, so about 44 ohms. Something just let go. Yeah. I like to, when I'm building an amp, attach the transformer to the, because you know the, I'll show you, can't be fucked. The octal valves have got two holes per terminal. I pass the transformer through the bottom one and leave the top one open for attaching your probe to. Speaker. Both jacks are just paralleled. Just check that that switch has continuity. Oh, that's grey, green. Let's check that. And trust that switch. Yeah, no, it's got continuity. All right. See, Pete, didn't you already say bye before? Build a valve short tester, a couple of ICs. The sweep board pin combinations. Problem is, Magisterium, that they don't show up as a short at normal temperature and operating at low voltage. So a lot of the shorts you have in a valve aren't because anything's physically shorted. Like I'll get a valve that's like a hard short, and when it's passively tested with a multimeter on the bench, there's no indication that that's the fault. Because what happens in the vacuum is, I think that it's hard to tell because like you sort of have to destructively take the thing apart, and then once you've done that, you've caused all sorts of other damage. So you can't identify what the original fault was. But I think primarily what happens is one of the wires comes loose from either the suppression or the screen grid, or the control grid. You know, it can happen on any of them. Usually, I think it happens on the screen grid because of overheating. Like it'll melt a wire, and it tends to break where there's a fault, and there's probably a fault right next to where it's been spot welded. So because they're under tension, that's what makes them like bulge outwards between the two posts that they're welded to. If it breaks at the post, it flings out because it's pretty springy wire. It's like a molybdenum alloy. And then that wire being just in proximity, closer than it should be to another element, is what creates the short, and all the current flows through that one wire. But your multimeter won't pick that up, and it may not happen at low temperature either. Like often they'll be okay, stable until they warm up, and then when they warm up, the things move inside the valve, and shit happens. In a vacuum, no one can hear you scream. Okay, Tucker. All right, everything's 12 o'clock. We've got our meters down there. I'll just bring the voltage up gingerly, because that's the only way I can do it, because I'm a ginger. We'll see if we get some conduction or runaway current. We're up to 60-ish volts. I'm drawing 2/3 of fuck all. Oh, sorry, that's neutral. That's the mains, the AC mains. All right, we'll get up to your piddly voltages in the USA. 13 watts, 12 watts. Okay, so that's just the heater current dipping down as it warms up. 110 volts. Just let it cook there for a bit until the valves start to maybe warm up. Let's go to 120. Just check that their bias is still present. Down here, pay attention, Brad. Minus 20 volt. Minus 20 volt. 216 watts from the wall. Got plate screen grid supply on both sides. That's good. Let's check our preamp nodes. Pin 1. 160. Oh, we're getting conduction, and we're getting slight signal. You see there on the meters is barely any. You got a couple of milliamps there, sorry, 10 milliamps. But we're starting to get signal. So there's quite the possibility that literally everything that was wrong with this thing was just a fail valve. Got a bit of leakage there with the preamp gain down and the master up. That could be coming through the plates. Plate supply. Only drawing 22 watts at about 180 volts. 32 watts, sorry. Okay, that was really high. Hang on. No, I'm reading it as if I was measuring across the 1 ohm resistors. Dumbass. So you'd be looking for about a volt per side, if it's your average Marshall voltages. Looks like a diagonal output transformer. Where are we sitting on the plates now? 350. Yeah, it does look Marshallish, Wes. It's a gutted rebuild that someone put out. I'll just check the voltages on those grids. Got a bit of an imbalance from memory. Those valves were reasonably closely matched. Oh, they're just catching up. Let's see what they... That's really cold biasing. It's only drawing 45 watts. So I reckon it should be sitting around 450 on the plates at 240 volts. It's only drawing 50 watts and we're drawing fuck all plate current. But there is a pot there. And they've got the cardinal sin of having it externally accessible to the customer, the end user, I should say. Alright, so we've dialed her up to about a bit closer to what I'd like to see, about 1 volt. So let's do the calculation. So 1 volt, 1 divided by 40, let's say 45 ohms, 22 milliamps multiplied by 450, 10 watts. Fuck all. Probably want 1.2. This is just test valves I've got in there at the moment. So when we put a new set in, we'll bias it to suit whatever they are. In the meantime, I just want to make sure everything's stable. All right, let's have a listen. Have I got the mic set up? I do. Oh. Just mute my main mic. My humbucker Strat snapped the strings. I just grabbed this 3 single coil one. I should get rid of all my Fender gear, because I don't really care what brand I play. I'm sort of a hypocrite in that respect. I say, oh, fucking Fender just wants your money and they're just, it's brand loyalty, fucking, you know, eat the rich. And then I play a Fender. Oh, Dava pick. Where'd that come from? I remember them. They were all the rage back in the 90s. Must still make them. What's it called? Java Control by Dave Story. Patent pending. You got that patent yet, champ? It's been a while. Mute. I do not like that pick. it's distracting. The texture, it's like, it's all I'm thinking about while I'm playing. I can't even hold the thing right. Let me just get a normal one. I haven't warmed up or anything, so I'm going to be playing like shit. Where the fuck did all my picks go, man? So yeah, with that amp, I mean, it sounds right. It sounds like a JCM 800 2204. which is probably what it is. If we trace it out, he's probably found a schematic on one of the various DIY sites and just run with it. It sounds okay. There's something funny going on with the treble control, so I'll double check the wiring in that area. But yeah, what I might do is just give him an option just for, it is what it is, like valve replacement service. But then, oh, a bit of microphonics there. Oop. Maybe a socket replacement. Alright, I'm going to turn the gain down on the mic. I'm going to crank it right up, see if she's stable at high volumes, and deafen myself. Just keep an eye on the plate current there, and well, you probably can't see it, but the sound level meter behind me will give an indication of how loud it is. Alright, so we've got some non-ideal grounding because we want to plug into the high input, which means you've got an extra gain stage. You can probably hear that hum coming and going. And the microphonics. So the microphonics... yeah. So we need to probably change that socket. We'll give it a good clean, see how it goes from there. But what I might offer on this is a few tiered options, because there's nothing fundamentally wrong with the amp. And it seems to be working, but I'd like to see some of those solder connections cleaned up, and to a degree, because these guys are gigging with this thing. Pretty decent sized gigs too. They play the Metro and supported some pretty big bands, so you kind of don't want to get embarrassed by your amplifier. So what I might do is give them a few tiered options, you know, like go over all the joints, make it up to my standards. So that probably means like redoing a lot of that board, just from the construction sort of quality point of view. Figuring out what's going on, actually talking to the customer with regard to some of this stuff that's been clipped in and out. A few of the broken leads there that appear to have actually been snipped off. We'll see how that socket goes, maybe replace that if required. A new pair of EL34s. And that'll probably do it. That ringing as well, that's probably going to be a preamp replacement, but we'll be able to tube roll, you know, juggle the positions and see if we can get them into a combination where they're not as noisy using the existing valves. Like that microphonic one might be perfect as a phase inverter or cathode follower. Oh, a T-nut floating around. Actually, that's a good point. Yeah, there's only 2 T-nuts there. We'll fix up the fixing hardware, replace those screws. Just get it to a point where we can sort of trust the thing, you know? Know what I'm saying? Know what I'm saying? Why is that not going back into the cabinet? Why before you not go home? You're just trying to trigger my tennis elbow, aren't you? Fucking piece of shit. Now, I'll deal with you later. Alrighty then. Don't need the cord because we're working on a Fender amp next. It didn't sound too bad. It's a bit brittle, like a stock JCM or stock 22 series, 2203, 2204. They're a little bit harsh, a little bit brittle for my taste. There's a bit too much top end post overdrive stage for my taste. So I like to thicken them up a bit with some feedback mods. Just give them a bit of that thick, you know. I like them thick, not in the head. Thick bottom end, you know. That's how the Dirty Shirley and stuff, I love them because they're a little bit darker, a little bit more bottom end, and that's all primarily derived from the feedback loop. Let's do some vintage stuff. We've got another Vibrolux Reverb Champions. 70s one this time. Do a video on this one. Oh, hiccups. No valves. Well, that's going to slow us down. It wasn't brought in for no valves, was it? They didn't like switch it on and go, it's not working. There's no rectifier or 6L6s installed, so it's a base level cost. So it's got a solid pine cabinet, so it's pre-chipboard, 80s stuff. It's pretty bashed up. It looks like it's coming apart there too. You can actually move the joint apart, so that would require peeling back, removing the Tilex off the top, peeling back the Tilex, glue and clamping, probably with epoxy, and then relaying that Tilex back on if you want the vintage look. Yeah, Tilex is holding it together, but can't really trust Tilex to hold a cabinet together. I've heard of tubeless tires, but tubeless tube amps, yeah. Does it smell like cat pee? No. It actually smells nice, this one. I got myself a little tube amplifier. It's large and lovely, and it smells just like a dream. It smells like a bookshop. You know that lovely bookshop smell? Sort of musty, but in a good way. Does that make sense? There goes the cover. Oh, there's two valves sitting in the bottom. Okay. I would test them, but I blew up my tester. Did you hear that, Dad? I blew up the tester. Old violins smell like that. Yeah, I guess they would. It's like very polite fungus. Polite fungus. That's the quote of the day from Brad. So they look cooked. It could still be working. Some of these Sovtecs can be horrible looking and they still conduct quite happily. But yeah, I'll be replacing them. Let's take out the cable clamp. 8:30. Still got an hour and a half. Couple more amps to get through. And then got to finish some guitars today so I can get back onto amps during the week. Distraction free, hopefully. I started being closed Mondays. I changed my hours on the store 2 or 3 weeks ago, but for the buffer period, I thought I'll come in anyway, just because some people are unaware that I'll be closed. And despite having it on the Facebook page, the website, the Google listing, and various social media posts, Monday was our busiest day. Nobody reads anything, champions. Baffle feels loose. Oh no, that's a separate grill version. Yeah, that's right. In the 70s, they went with the shitty chipboard baffle. There is a crack in it. Couple of cracks in the baffle, so it looks like it's a bit warped, and it's been dropped on its back a few times, and that's actually cracked it at the thin points. So the speakers can sort of reinforce a thin baffle, but when you're pushing it forwards, the speakers will reinforce it. But if you pull the speakers backwards, the whole baffle wants to break right where those screws are. So right, let's get these brackets undone. No slipping with the screwdriver. That's not a Keps nut. Oh yeah, it is a Keps nut. Just squashed to the point that it's not Kepsing anymore. Can't get my hands around the transformer. There we go. Out you come, champion. You've laid dormant for long enough. Time for Brad to complain about you. No, everything's sweet. Alright, back in the box. Everything's awesome, champions. Don't complain. Dun, dun, dun. So, what have we got? It's hard to read. That's what we got. Date codes. Can't read the fucking thing. 731 022 731. So is that 73? It says 848. Okay, so the 606. Why is that XXX? Sexy. 60635. I'm gonna have to look. I think these ones have a different way of passing the code. 022 731. And this one's 022 848. And this one's 022 707. And then the second line is 606 331 on the choke. The second line is 606 XXX on the output transformer, which is weird. I've never seen that before. And the bottom line on the power transformer is 606-3-50. Weird. We'll open the K9 Hotel. And we've got a replacement. Jesus. 220 microfarad, 350 volt radials. Date code 0912. It's rare that you see caps that big that actually have leads. Normally they're snap-on. Not in the tool brand. 450 volt, 22 microfarad. Odd pairing of caps. Pairing. Combination. So yeah, someone's replaced them at some point, but they've gone the old radial trick. When this was replaced, axial still would have been readily available, but maybe not that day. So a lot of techs, and smaller techs seem to operate on a just-in-time sort of model where they don't stock anything and they buy everything like that day for the amp instead of ordering it and waiting and ordering stock. So you'll see some strange combinations. I'm not complaining, champions. I'm not complaining. Sorry. But you'll see some strange combinations in some amplifiers sometimes because it's just what they could get locally like that day. Like they probably actually listened to the customer when they said, I need it back this week. I just go, yeah, whatever. Not happening. Sorry, not sorry. Do it properly or take it elsewhere. Yeah, it could be a replacement OT, maybe. Don't know. It looks like they got XXX stamped into the metal, but then in the plating you can see it's like they've stamped something on top of that. Like 829 or something. 839. Yeah, it's strange because you can clearly make out the X's stamped deeply into the metal, but then the plating has like other other numbers. Radials are cheaper. Yeah, probably. But back then, the axials were pretty cheap. I mean, this would have been done at least 20, 30 years ago, I reckon. Got the little M there means Panasonic for some reason. Matsushita. Got no name. 450 volt. This is supposed to have 322 microfarads from memory. Yeah. Not a big fan of how that's done, so I might give an option for a recap. Anyway, I've got a Groove Tubes 12X7. We've got a Electro Harmonics 12X7. We've got a Groove Tubes 12AT7, which is what you want there. 12X7. 12X7. 12AT7. I believe this one does have a 12AT7 phase inverter. 29th week of 73. Oh, there you go. Thanks, Sean. How'd that figure out? Alrighty then. Let's get one of me blocks. Oh, he's after me, Lucky Charms. I watched The Lighthouse the other week. You're fond of me. You're fond of me, lobster, ain't you? Oh, that was not a movie you want to watch before you go to bed, eh? It's unsettling. Willem Dafoe. He's a scary man. Alright, so it looks like we have mostly original everything. We've got wax on the board, which is not good. Typical for the 70s era ones, all the original bypass caps. We do have a replacement carbon film and possibly a more wire wound. A couple of biasing resistors there, cathode resistors replaced, and one cathode cap replaced. So we probably had a shorted valve, likely because it is the mental blank. 820 ohm cathode resistor. No. Okay, they've changed that one. So they've increased the. They probably had the issue with the reverb driver being the wrong value, and blowing the 12AT7s all the time. So they've increased the value of that and replaced its bypass cap. We've got some silicon on the. So yeah, this is strange. It makes me wonder if they have had some board leakage issues caused by the wax. And this was like their idea of a fix. So you've got film cap up in the air. You got silicon which isn't stuck to anything. They've essentially not used the eyelets for the LDR, for the bug, for the cockroach. So it makes me wonder if they had leakage in the board there. But then if you've got leakage in the board, you probably have it here too. I like to disconnect that eyelet there and just either. It looks like it used to have maybe the balance arrangement, and they've changed it to just the straight up bias. So yeah, there's been a few modifications in that area too, some replacement bias feed resistors. You've got the green goo coming out the end of the wires, which isn't good. You've got the transformer hardware being used for all the grounds, including the mains, safety earth. You've got the voltage selector switch starting to eat itself. Can't see there, but yeah, the wafer on the back of the voltage selection switch is starting to bulge out like they do. And we've got the original grid stoppers on the outputs. We've got two replacement switches, which they did look a bit sus from the back end. They look like the bats were too skinny. So they've both been replaced at some point. So I wonder what that was required for. We got two heater balance resistors down there. Look like 2-watt metal films. Got the original bias supply, but it does have a replacement resistor. That's the series resistor. Looks like a 390 ohm instead of 470. So someone's played with the value. I think it was 470, the stock one. Someone's played with the value, unless it's 1K. You got spliced wire with heat shrink that hasn't been shrunk. It's weird. Got a mod over here. I'll have to have a look at that. Is that the one wire mod to give you trem on both channels? I can't remember. I think it is. The front panel looks pretty well stock. 1 or 2 replaced resistors. So yeah, probably want a bit of an overhaul to this. Could just change the electrodes and be on your way and fix up the dodgy work, but I did explain to them that these things aren't going down in value, or at least I don't know what's going to happen to value of vintage stuff in the coming months, but $111 both exactly. That's weird. Oh, always with the glare. Just checking the plate resistors. They're all 111. Wow. 112. 111, 112. So this has got the silver phase inverter values, which you can change them all and black face it, or you can just change one cap and you're sort of back to the same. Lyle's gone on about this, and I do as well. But if you change that cap to like 33 nano, instead of 100 nano, you bring the response of the phase inverter back in line with the black face values, because you're scaling them at the same percentage as the The values in the tail have been changed too. I don't know why they changed those values. Oh, getting a bit of a stomach ache, champions. I might have to go do a big poo. Big fat poo. Might have to go on a break. Instead of having a smoke, I'll go do a big fat poo. Screen grid, 464. 4 on the floor. 464. Feel like I'm playing bingo. $68. I think they were 220 in the stock amp. Reverb driver cathode is originally unbypassed 680 ohm. Just replaced one today from 70s Pro reverb to a 2.2 cathode. Yeah, no downsides. Yeah. So what Nico? I'm not even going to pronounce your last name. What Nico said there is 100% correct. That's what you do. That's what you do, champions. Are we even going to fire it up? It's got the rectifier has been converted to solid state with 4 diodes. So I'll give it an option to. I don't know why people keep changing these. Like we had the other Vibrolux the other day. Pardon me, the other day. Had the other Vibrolux the other day where it was converted to solid state rectifier. And it's like the Vibrolux is the one where you want that bit of sponginess. And hiccups, everything. My body's just falling apart in the last 10 minutes. Hiccups, burp. Let me go sort my shit out, champions. I need water or something. Alright, I think I'm good. I don't think I'm dying. So that's something. Check the output transformer. Primaries. Ugh. Leads are folded over, and with these pissy output valve sockets, you bend them once. Shame on you. Bend them twice and they snap. 70 ohms. 79 ohms. About right. $3 amp. Seems excessive. Of course, they are supposed to be a 2 amp, but the 2 amp is to suit the lowest voltages on the voltage selector. So when you've got a multi-voltaged amplifier, the fuse rating will be stated either to suit like the extremes, like at 110 volts or 100 volts for fucking Japan, you want like a 2 amp fuse, but then at 220 or 240 volts, you want a 1 amp fuse. Because, you know, I don't know, I've seen this a few times on amp forums where they're like, oh yeah, but like there's more voltage means less current. I'm like, yeah, if if you've got a switch and you're changing the different primaries, but if you give 110 volt winding 240 volts, it doesn't just magically know to draw less current. It'll draw a fuck ton of current and it'll blow a fuse. But yeah, the fuse rating on this is just stated as a straight up 2 amp. So that would suit down to the lowest voltages, but you could safely, if you're at 220 or 240, you could safely put a 1 amp fuse in there. In fact, I'd suggest doing that as a better margin of safety. So what do we do with this one? I might fire it up in my own time because I couldn't be asked. I kind of just want to push on and have a look at the other stuff in the queue and do some testing later. Just keep it flowing for you champions. So for this one, I'll do a full recap, and I'll quote for, see if there's board leakage. I'll have to quote to lift the board and clean it, which is a fucking nightmare. And these don't have the standard layout either, so we can't just get an off-the-shelf board and populate it. All those film caps will be fine. I don't think I've ever seen one of them go short. I'll quote to revert it back to valve rectifier. We'll have to supply a valve for that. A new set of 6L6s because they look cooked. And test the speaker, that's what we'll do before we get too carried away. Just get this out of our way. Just get a container. Oh, I've run out. Fuck. They're all being used for the Marshall boards. I'll just put the cover back on so I don't lose it. Take the camera with you. No. No arcing on the sockets. I hate those sockets though. The Mallory sockets suck. The terminals are like, well, the pin grippers are like 4mm down in the hole. Good from a safety point of view, but only grabs onto the very tip of the valve pins, which isn't great. A bit rattly. Yeah, those valve sockets are barely holding on. Wouldn't be surprised if the valves fell out if it wasn't for the bear claws. Bear trap. Yeah, not much grip there at all. I don't like those sockets at all because you'll finish, the thing is, champions, you'll finish doing a mad amp restoration and then put the thing back in the box and then you've got intermittency because of the valve sockets. It's like all that work and it's still shit. If you try and get away without doing it, the customer comes to pick it up. And it'll work fine on the bench when it's just you. But you can fucking guarantee that as soon as that customer comes to pick the thing up, that's when it plays up. Every time. It makes you look like a dickhead. Even more than usual. That's possible. Probe. Can't you replicate the sponginess with the tube rectifier for the resistor? Yeah, you can. We could just throw a rectifier in there. The problem is that resistor will generate quite a bit of heat then. And it does, but it's like the amount of work you spend doing that, it's probably about the same as putting a valve recto in. And then it's not an original amp. Like, they wanted it to be returned to stock as closely as possible because they know that there's value to it. Alright, I think we're good. Manipulating the basket around, there's no scratchiness or anything coming and going. See the cabinet, yeah, there's definitely some damage. It looks like the whole cabinet's cracked actually. Because these are the ones where the baffles like rabbited in. And there's a big crack right in your bum. There's a big crack right next to where it's housed. So that's probably not good. So I don't know, one of these is probably going for a know, 2 or 3 grand over here. But like I say, you can't go back to the 70s and build more of them. So we don't have the DeLorean, unfortunately. I don't think of much better uses for it. But you can't go back to the 70s and build more of them, so the value is going to continue to climb gradually. About 100 and... oh, God, come here. About 200 ohms on the receiving coil. Just breaking through the corrosion on the plug. These plugs suck. Yeah, 3 ohms on the drive coil, so it looks like the tank's okay. Like to replace those connectors, but the only ones worth replacing them with are the Switchcraft ones that cost a fucking $20 each. What's next? Can I have something light, please? Everything's fucking heavy. Oh, that's something turned up. We'll have a quick show and tell. Jesus, box is big enough. I found a cheap thing. Got listed for way less than market price, so I jumped on it. Double boxed. I like your style. Get out of my life. Boom. Jesus, with the packaging. Normally people just throw stuff into a bag and... oh, it's weird that it got damaged in shipping. It's never happened before. And it's like a fucking paper bag. You. Come on, suspense is killing me. Cable. Ooh. Rigol probe. Nice. I don't really feel like being here today, champions. I kind of want to be out in the sunshine. So a Rigol DG-1052 arbitrary waveform generator. So normally these go for like $600-700 or something. Let's have a look. DG. While we're at it, let's just give away the last of the memberships because I won't remember to do it later. So there you go. Come on, Mark. Come on, Mark. Are you going to get one? Rigol DG-1052. Oh, so they go up for like $1,000 new. Yeah, about $1,000 to $1,200 new. Oh, that's the new version. The 1022Z. It's got a bigger screen. Sorry, I should probably share my screen. Emona. So that's it there. 1022, yeah, that's right. 877 excluding GST. So yeah, about $1,000. And I got this for $200. So I had to buy it, mate. You know. They're going for like $280. $300 plus shipping. Oh, it doesn't post to Australia. So yeah, anyway, $200, not a bad deal. So I thought I'll jump on it. Ah, Mark, you missed out again. Jeremy Winkler, Anthony Zach. You got 2 first names, bro. Stop being greedy. Boyd Lamb. That's weird. James Blessed. You are blessed now. You got a membership. Captain Grumpus. Ooh. Why does the thing look like cloudy? My lens gone like condensation-y? It's got like a soft look to it. Weird. Anyway, let's fire it up and see if it works. Nice if it did. Ah, come on. Another IEC lead to float around forever and ever. Let's check. When you get stuff on eBay, always check that it's set to the right voltage. 100 to 240. Okay, so it's an auto. So it's got a auto sensing switch mode power supply. Power. Ding ding. Rigol. Clickety click. That's a lot of kilohertz. Sine, square, ramp, pulse, noise. Ooh, noise generator. I don't have one of them at the moment. Arbitrary, so I guess you got to upload on USB what waveform you want or whatever. It's got a sweep generator and 2 outputs. So that's pretty cool. What's the maximum voltage? 20 volts peak to peak. 1 volt peak to peak is minimum? Really? Thought we'd go down to 0. Frequency, amplitude, offset, 0. Phase, you can shift the phase, that's pretty cool. Change the duty cycle of the square wave. Hey, anyway, cool little bit of kit for $200. I thought it's probably what I paid for the piece of shit BK Precision that's always playing up. I was going to take one of them home so I can test the Marshall boards there in my own time. But I don't know, maybe I should keep work and life separate as much as possible. Got a handy dandy little scope probe there, which I guess they use for injecting signal. Ah, Wes, you always miss out. You can still actually like buy one though, can't you, Wes? Not pressuring you to, but I'm just saying like it doesn't allow membership gifting, but you can still be a member of channels. I don't know how it works. Cable tie, cable tie. There you are. Go to a Britney Spears concert and ask the sound guy for a recording of her singing random waveforms. Leave her alone. Anyway, the main reason we buy test gear, let's be honest, champions, is so we can put it on the shelf and we look like we know what we're talking about. It adds credibility, you know. What have we got next, champions? We have a Friedman. G'day, Dave, if you're watching. Dave, you out there, Dave? Dave? Dave-o! Oh, another heavy one. Don't do that when I've got to poop. We've got the Holy Grail, champions. BE100. Ah, we got no Dave today. BE100 Deluxe. Look out. It's got a dirt fat and a clean fat. I don't know if you guys in the US or Dave's not here, man. Yeah, well, evidently not. You guys in the States, when you get like a boner, do you call it a fat? Like you crack a fat? Like you get a half a chub, and cracking a chubby, cracking a fat. Well, on this, it's got a clean fat and a dirt fat. All right, so looking in the back, output valves look at least still got vacuum. They look like, are they JJs? That's a weird brand I haven't seen before. BT something B. Anyway, let's not get ahead of ourselves. Camera sharpness comes and goes. Yeah, probably. That's because you're using a I'm using a Penny Boy for the overhead cam. I've got the Sony on my face. Sony does look good, doesn't it? Except for me being in the frame, but you know. I was thinking about locking the focus. Because at the moment it focuses really well. The phase detect and the face detect. And then if I step away, you get the shop in focus. When I come back, bam. Good luck doing that with the Penny Boy. Should be focusing on fucking McDonald's across the street. So I've got a suspicion after talking to the customer that this is just a bad preamp valve. So don't panic. It's nothing wrong with the amp, I don't think. But let's just give it a quick... How's your father? Give it a quick tickle and see what she does. Power and standby switches on the back. Power. Just get a sprecher. $16 ohm output. Set everything midway except for the master system vol. Drawing 60 watts from the wall. Pull her out of standby. Well, it's 130, about 130 watts, which is about what you expect from a EL30 400 watt amp. All right, let's have a listen. Apparently one of the channels is either very attenuated or completely dead. Need a foot switch for the channels, but I can't remember if the customer left one or not. I think he may not have. Yeah, I don't think so. So let's just use our blanking plug. Shorting plug, I mean. We've got 2 channels. Not sure what else is foot switchable. I'd have to look into that. Oh, hang on. HBE. BE clean. Oh, no, the channel switch on the front, bro. Overrides it. Don't mind me. There's a little toggle hiding down there. I don't think I've had a deluxe BE100 in before. Had a BE in for... Sorry, delay. So that's doing it now, but it wasn't a second ago. That's on the in between, the BE. And you go HBE. Yeah, it's a bit grainy and not much gain on the BE channel. But I didn't think it was doing that a second ago, so I'm wondering if maybe we might have a dodgy relay. Alright, so in straight up BE mode, we just got very low signal, and it sounds like it's before the gain stage, the gain knob, I should say. Something's attenuating, so it could be a valve, could be. For a second there, I thought I was in the middle position and we're still getting signal, but now I'm not convinced that that was the case. I didn't pay close enough attention while I was figuring it out. Now I've convinced myself that that may not be the case. So we might have a bad valve. So what we'll do is we'll put it on the bench. I want to have a look up. At skirt anyway, because it's a cool amp. Play Summer of '69. G'day Ben, how you going? Uncle Ike, nice selection of straps. Yeah, got the Ernie Ball ones there. And then I got the DSL leather ones made in Sydney there. I'm going to have a quick poo break, alright? So, we'll be back. Talk amongst yourselves. I hope I mute my mic properly. Yeah. Richard's out in his sozzle. Good on you, Richard. Wasn't touching cloth, Frankie. Good to see you, Frankie. How you going, legend? It's just tough when you stream first thing in the morning. Because, like, I used to start at 6. Now I start at 7. I used to open at 9 o'clock on Saturdays. Now I open at 10. Because when I'm not doing a live stream... Well, A, it gives me more time to live stream. But B, if I'm not doing a live stream, it's nice to go for a walk or go for breakfast with the missus. But when I start first thing, 6 or 7 a.m., you don't have time to do your morning shit before you start live streaming. So it's always a bit of an awkward thing. Because it's usually not ready when you first wake up, you know. It's still not... It's a little bit shy. Anyway, moving on. Oh. Gotta make your pilot holes bigger there, Dave. Jesus. You're verschnickered. Richard, you're verschnickered. Where are you, bro? Are you out? What are you watching a YouTuber for while you're out for? Go and live life, bro. You can always watch me later. Just have to get up earlier. But it's still not ready, Wes, you know? You gotta get it angry before you get it out, you know? Jesus. Gotta drill your pilot holes a bit wider, Davo, because that screw's like hot after unscrewing it by hand. A lot of friction. So when I drill pilot holes, I'm a cabinet maker. I measure the shank of the screw. So I get the tips of my, this is actually, I'll just do this second nature, but it's probably a good thing for you guys to know. If you're drilling a pilot hole in timber, you want to measure let's get the right camera happening. You want to get your calipers that have that little shoulder bit there, and get down in there and measure the actual between the threads. So for that, you'd want to like 2.5mm pilot hole. And that way the threads are biting in, but you're not trying to compress the timber with the shank, which is what makes your snap screws off and stuff. Just second nature for me because I'm a cabinet maker, but I don't know, sometimes people don't know all the little stuff like that, and it's a good thing to have in your little knowledge box, known as your head. Alright, boutique premium valves. Is this Bad's internal branding or what? Haven't seen that before. Boutique premium valves, never heard of them. I dare say we haven't got anything wrong with them. We've got the current mark on the base there with Texter. Get out our number 3 Phillips. And try and use a number 2. I keep drumming this stuff in here, champions. Oh, stop repeating yourself. No. I'll stop repeating myself when people stop making the same mistakes over and over. I just realised my chat's not following. Stefo, here you going, legend? Shouldn't you be hungover? No. Only had a couple last night. Going out tonight. We're going to Katoomba if you're around. It's only a quick 8-hour drive. Come on, mate. You know what to do. Stefo, he's my my old Swiss mate. One of my oldest mates. Met each other when we were about 6 years old or something. Used to be a punk rocker and now he's a hillbilly. I don't know what happened there. Fucking. Oh, it's got a lonely little valve there off by itself. Got a few plugs for options, I guess. Hey, BOA transformers. Made in the USA. Oh, look at that. Not a hell of a lot on that board, champions. You know? But I like the layout. Stuff's near where it has to happen. You're getting blinded by the light again. Wrapped up like a juice. So, circuit boards. I don't care what anyone says. Circuit boards are the best way to make an amp. Anyone that says otherwise doesn't know how to make a good circuit board. You've got a bloody regulator that's got a heat sink on it. That's unlike an amp manufacturer. No, in all seriousness, Dave makes awesome amps, and this is one of his flagships. So this is about as good as it gets. You got large margins there between the ground plane and the high voltage area. It does pretty much everything I would do, and it's good to see. And I'm not just saying it because he's become a mate. I'm saying it because it's just the truth, champions. People keep asking over and over and over again, oh, you fucking hate all amps. You hate all amps. Tell me an amp that's good then. Thinking that they'll stump me. Like, oh, there are no amps that are good. Everything sucks. Oh, see, you just think everything sucks. Friedman, perfect. Friedman, Swart, some angle. Fender reissue series, not bad. Marshall reissue series, not bad. Vox, Orange. They're the cheap end ones. So every time someone comments it thinking they've done a gotcha and proved that I'm just negative about everything and I'm to be disrespected for that reason, I give them a big long list of amps and I say, look, not every amp is the same. So some manufacturers, I can't just say this manufacturer is good because their build techniques and stuff varied so much over the years or even over the models, even in the same year. You can't just say straight up, okay, everything from that brand is great. But however, Friedman, everything from Friedman is great. Like Bogner, for example, like some of their amps are fucking retarded, and a lot of their amps are fantastic. But like the Shiva, what were they doing using a fucking switch mode power supply? Like, just no. So let's get the lighting happening a bit better. Oh god, it's always a battle with that thing. How can I get it? Maybe if I angle it. So see, there's it's a large board, and it's only got stuff where it needs to be. You get a little relay there, another relay there. You've got some solid state relays, the H11F1 solid state relays from On Semiconductor. Beautiful lead dress. It's got off-board mounted sockets, just as I would. Off-board mounted pots. That's the best of both worlds. You've got a circuit board, but then you're not relying on the circuit board for the mechanical connections, even though it is through-hole plated, and it would probably deal with like valve and pots mounted on the board because it's a really high-quality board. You still mounted them off-board, and you can see where there's a ground plane that's passed under the other traces. There's a whole bunch of vias there, so not just the one via, but he's reinforced them with a whole bunch of vias for better current carrying capability. Thick board too, looks like 3mm. Through-hole plated, double-sided, very thick copper. Looks like a nice thick solder mask on it too, because you can see around the logo. The logo's just got the solder mask masked, and you can see it's got a very thick solder mask, which is also good because the resistors and stuff, it helps with their voltage rating. What brand are the caps? It says Synergy USA Royal Mustard. So Synergy branded caps. Separate effects loop board up the back. Loop V4. You got a high quality. These switches are awesome, but they've discontinued them. They've stopped making them now, and it sucks. These impedance selector switches. Japanese company from memory. Really heavy duty, great current carrying capability. I've got a few in my stash still, but I'm saving them for my own amps because they don't make them anymore. It's like the difference between Lincoln and Miller welders. Lincoln looks like they shook up parts in a box. Miller looks like it was actually thought the fuck out. Really? Burn back time. If I could burn back time. Ding ding. Lincoln and Miller, that different. What do they say? Lincoln for drinking? Miller for filler? I don't know. Potted PCBs with flat pack ICs and SMD passives can be shot out of a howitzer and everything still works until the shell explodes. Yeah, well, that's right. How do you think guided missiles work? I don't disagree. Good PCBs with well-sized traces is a big one, yeah. Plated through holes, yep, that's a big one. Will be superior to tag boards, eyelets, and cylindrical stack terminals on FRB. Sorry, I'm just reading the chat. Oh, Frank's already gone. Bloody hell. Must have been boring. Anyway, let's fire this thing back up. Let's see if we can trace the signal. I don't have a schematic. Probably get one, but let's see if we can just do it without it. So I have money on a bad preamp valve. Stray Horse Records. What's up, bro? I got my TSL 100 board. Thank you. My technician is working on it. I asked him to share some photos before and after, and I'll make you a quick video of how it performs. Well, I fucking hope it works. It should just be a matter of dropping it in and biasing her up. There are a few. I've got to do a video on it, partially to promote them, but also just to show the extra bits and pieces that you should do to those amps for long-term reliability. Yeah, I've got so many things to do. Thoughts on the single channel Fender Pro Reverb? Fender Pro Reverb, single channel. I'm not sure. I guess it's just like any other Fender amp, yeah. I don't think I've ever had one in. Some of the rarer Fenders, there's not many out here. So, stuff that's common as mud in US, we sometimes have never seen. He's probably busy. I reckon he would be, Wes. Any decent tech is busy as fuck. What was I saying? Oh yeah, the boards. So I've had an issue with Americans being stupid. So on the Valve Amp groups, all these people pipe up and go, "Oh, there shouldn't be that much money. That's ridiculous what you're charging for that." And I've got to explain to them every fucking time that it's in Australian dollars. It's in Australian dollars. So like halve it, and that's your price. Plus, we pay GST here, $545 Australian, including GST. If you buy that from overseas, you don't pay GST because that's only applicable to Australian residents. So you pay $495 Australian plus shipping. Now shipping's about 45 to 50 bucks Australian, depending on your region. So you're back up to around $540 Australian. So you pretty much halve that, and well, 0.6, and it's about $300 US. And then they're like, "Oh, that's actually really good." I'm like, "Fucking hell! How many times I've got to say it?" And every couple of days there's a new comment. "Oh, that's ridiculous expensive." And I'm like, "Read the other comments, fuckface. Read the other comments, fuckface." And they go, "Oh, yeah, it's all right. It's not bad." So I talked to my website provider about, can you please make it evident on every fucking page that everything's in Australian dollars, including GST, please. And they armed and ahed, and they went away for a bit and came back. "Oh, we sort of can't do it without rebuilding the whole website, and that's going to cost like heaps." So, fuck's sake. So, I'm just going to put it in big bold letters up the top of those, because all the US people are really buying from me is stuff they can't get anywhere else. And that's the stuff that I manufacture. So, at the top of all the board and spare parts pages, I think I have to make it extremely clear that you have to enter your region to get the price, accurate price, including shipping, in Australian dollars. And then convert it your fucking self. Because people are like, oh, what's that in American dollars? I'm like, what? You want me to Google it for you? Go and fucking do it yourself. I'm such a good salesman, eh? God damn. Just... You finish sorting one idiot out, and then another idiot comes along. There's just an endless supply of them, and it just can get really tiring. It's just text. They could add that to every page in under an hour. You'd think that, wouldn't you, Wes? You think there would be a field where you can just change the way that the price of each item is presented, like just getting, so there's for when stuff's out of stock, there's a button that says notify me. So basically it's they press that button, they sign up to a thing with their email address or whatever, and then when it comes back in stock, it sends them an email that it's back in stock. But I wanted them to change that to inquire now. So then if they want a product, they hit, and it's out of stock, they hit inquire now, and they can ask when the lead time is. I can get them on order and then tell them when it's arrived, right? So that way you're not missing out on sales. But there's literally no way to do that, they told me, with the website. They're like, no, it has to be inquire now. So there's no way of me seeing how many people have a out of stock product on their notify me list. So I can't tell what demand there is for products that aren't in stock. So if I was to start doing drop shipping of certain products, because I've only got so much room in this shop, I can't stock everything from the brands. I need a warehouse for each brand. So I have to drop ship some stuff or order it, you know, as required. But I've got no way of knowing what's on people's wish lists because I can't access their wish lists from my side. Fucking shit fight. Well, I just wanted to go to bed here in Germany, then I saw you being live. Well, it's Saturday. Bro, in Australia it is. Where'd your comment go? It just disappeared. Did you remove your comment? YouTube's doing weird shit again. Top chat, live chat. Tube Workshop's comment just disappeared and I don't know why. Need to get another web designer. Their answers are unacceptable. Problem is I'm a small fish, Wes, and no one could give a fuck about me, so you just got to deal with what you got. Plus, I don't have the bandwidth for another problem, man. I'm so overwhelmed with problems. And you start getting, I don't know. I mean, every device that comes onto my bench is a problem, and you got to solve the problem, and then the problem goes away, and hopefully you get enough money to pay rent. When you get all these other problems that you don't get paid to solve, you might in the long term, but I don't know. At the end of the week, it's just really draining, man. I just want shit to work, and I don't want to have to fucking maintain everything non-stop to have it work. Hey, Alex, here you go, legend. Oh, Tube Workshop's message is back. Hey, he opened up another Augustina. Nice. That's Saturday there too, but very early, isn't it? It doesn't matter. I used to do web design back in the 90s. I worked for plenty of small businesses and never said no unless it was technically impossible. Yeah, well, what all these companies do now, though, is they just farm you out to some overseas call center. And they're all the same because all these companies just want your money and they want you to die. They want your money. It's capitalism. They want your money and then they want you to fuck off and never bother them. They just want your money and they want you to go away. So they really, a lot of them just don't really have support networks. Now, I joined up with this company because it was Australian and supposedly had Australian call centers and everything. And literally the week I joined up, they sold to a company called Maripost, who's like I think they're Australian owned still, but they farm all their shit out to subcontractors. So you get the same old thing as everyone else. They're trying to pump up their numbers and offer fucking nothing in return. And they're all just as bad as each other, man. Unless you produce your own website, and fucked if I have time for that. Freeman does look beautiful, doesn't it? So speaking of, let's get the thing up and running. And see what's going on, champions. I'd love one of these, but I'd feel guilty owning this because I'm not a good enough player and I'm not gigging. So this should be in the hands of a professional musician because it's a serious bit of kit. Not some dickhead like me. I do have to get my Princeton revalved and finished off though from last year. Year before last. Alright, let's give it some signal. I'll deafen you with 400 hertz. 400 hertz, so good. Come on, baby, make it hurt so good. Sometimes love don't feel like it should. Bad day today for dyslexic guys in New Zealand at midnight tonight. Their cocks turned. Oh, why did I say that out loud? I could try out my new signal generator, but too hard. Just use old faithful BWD up there. I should probably recap that. It's only from the 60s. Seems like a bunch of cunts. Yeah, James Marshall Hendricks. That's what we are. If I buy foreign stock, I have to figure out what currency it's in. Arcam made 3D electron beam printer. And it was, hey, I actually know. What are you talking about, Seth? You go on these tangents, mate. I don't even know what you're talking about half the time, Seth. Sorry. Out of coffee now. 15 minutes, champions. Then we've got to call it quits and open the shop. We've got to go back to the guitar bench. Alrighty then. What? Signal Jenny? Oh, it helps if you turn it on, eh? Now we've got signal again. In that middle position. So I was right before. I wonder if it's a bad relay. He's using Omron though. Pretty rare that they play up. Generally, if a preamp valve fails, it stays failed. Intermittent problem. Looking around that gain 1 pot in particular. And it's relay. But no, my luck, nothing will play up. The other thing to check is the pots and their rivets to the wafer. Sometimes they get a bit loose there if the lead's been a bit manipulated, and you can get intermittency. So yeah, now it's got strong signal in the mode that it was really weak in before. Oh man, can't I just have a problem that can be easily diagnosed? You know, Jemmins, if it's not doing it, it's kind of hard to diagnose. It was definitely doing it before, though. You saw it. I'm a bit sus on that relay, but normally if they're that intermittent, you can tap them and you get some funkiness, but it's not the case. So there's not a hell of a lot I can do till it starts to show itself. Bloody hell, mate. Hey, Andy. How you going, mate? Thanks for that. 15 bucks. Hey, Brad, what price should I realistically be looking for a 1959 5F1 Tweed Champ? Oh, so you're looking to sell it. I recapped it and it's good condition. Only found your channel recently, and I'm a fellow fucking Sydney sider. Andy Mac, I've seen your name around before. Ages though, haven't I? You've been floating around for a while, I thought. Andy Mac. It was on Facebook, maybe? Or Insta? Price wise, if it's an actual 1959 and it's only had a recap and otherwise originally in good condition, you're probably looking around the sort of, yeah, 4 or 5 grand mark. 3, 4, I don't know. So hard to tell because an amp's only worth what someone's about to, someone's willing to pay for it. So if you found your buyer and they've got their heart set on it, then fair enough. But finding the right buyer is difficult as a private citizen. If you've got a company that's like mine and you can promote it and get someone to play it and do a video of it and stuff, that can help. And having a shop front and whatever. Instead, you're just dealing with average Joe off the street. So probably your best bet is have a look at Reverb, have a look at eBay, and go under the actual product. So if you go, we'll just let this thing cook for a bit and see if we can recreate the fault in a minute. Reverb, I'm just using Reverb as an example. There's other vendors that you should reference a few as well. It can be hard to get an accurate price without comparing a lot of them. All right, let's share a screen, eh? Desk share. So yeah, good guess. Around 5, 6 grand. So this is what they're listed for. It's not necessarily what they're changing hands for. All original. Well, I hope it's not, because it wouldn't be usable if it was. But if you click on, it should have a product, like a feature page down the bottom. So that's listed for 5,600, but is it going to go for that? So if you click down here, product overview, see that? Click there, takes you to the actual product, right? Oh, I thought, yeah, reverb price guide. Okay, yeah, this is what I was looking for. So if you go 2 years, you can see the price is hovering around the $4,000 mark on average. This is the actual sale price. This isn't the listed price. This is what the final transaction took place for. And that's over a 2-year period. So you can see you're hovering around the $4,000 mark Australian. So it's like $2,000 American to 2,500-ish American. There was a recent one for much above that. So someone fucking needed one right now. And then there was one down here that was 3,300. So they don't go for a lot less than $3,000. So point being, if you find one for less, like for $1,000, or like you see one beside the fucking road for council pickup, you better grab that amp. Sometimes people see these things and go, oh, it's just a ratty old amp. They don't realise that there's vintage value in them. Of course, I wouldn't feel right, particularly with a public storefront, taking that off someone's hands for nothing, because it's a bit dishonest. I'd have to say to them, look, they're worth a bit of money, but in its current condition, it may not even work. So it probably needs a bit of work. And plus, if I'm going to sell it, I need to make like 100% margin on it once I've done the work. So I can give you $1,000 for it, but you probably make more on the open market, but then you'll be dealing with dickheads and you're not making a sale straight away right now for $1,000 cash. So it's up to you. I just try to make it clear to people. So yeah, something around that. All original means it's listed. It's listed 1,500. It doesn't cost $1,500 to restore a champ, unless the speaker's fucked and the cabinet needs re-gluing. And last really nice 5F1 I saw at auction went shit 6,000. Unusually clean. So yeah, there was a what do they call it? Closet queen. Speaker was just a frame, yeah. The snails had eaten the speaker cone or something, yeah. Alright, is this thing still good? Yep. Damn it. Man, I hate it when faults hide from me. I got 5 minutes and I've got to go, champions. That sound alright? Of course, it's not playing up. Bit of Screaming Jets there, one of my favourite songs from them. That sounds like a humbucker, doesn't it? But it ain't. She's a single coil. That's overwound. That's from JJ's Guitar Pickups. That's his V11 set. I think he calls it the Gilmore-esque thing. But it's a real hot bridge pickup. And it's so overwound that the top end's a bit rolled off because of the impedance, the inductance. So it's nice, warm sounding, real hot, middly bridge pickup. So it's a very nice pickup, that. It almost sounds like a humbucker. Fuck, these amps are cool. That's why I like playing them. I'll do a sound sample, I'll do a demo, and then before I know it, an hour's passed. That's what you get with Friedman amps. Just save your money and get a Friedman Legends. Is what I'm trying to tell you. Because they're just the way he does the feedback, they're not harsh. The EQ is just nice. It plays nice with pretty much every speaker that you give it. That's a G12 T75 under there. One of the harshest, most unforgiving speakers, and they still play nicely together. And that's what you find in a standard Marshall 1960A, 1960B quad box, as we call them here in Australia, 4x12. Yeah, very nice amps, man. 100 watts. If you did a BE50, fuck me, I'd get one of them. I personally think 100 watts is, unless you're down tuning and you need that bass response and stuff. They're really, really nice amps, but a 50 watts sort of more in my range. But yeah, that's what I got the Dirty Shirley for. Actually, you know what? We didn't try the Dirty Shirley, did we? I remember that I was having problems with the camera when I finished building it. I got the shits, and I think that was it. I don't think I ended up doing a proper sound sample of that. So we might just have a quick run of that. You can have a look. You can have a look at some more amp porn. This time I'm responsible for it. So it's basically Dirty Shirley. It's got some differences, but I call it the Cranky Karen. You know, can't go stealing trademarks. So I built this on Christmas. I think I showed you. It's got some tube amp Dr. EL34s in it at the moment, so I'm playing with fire there. We'll see how they go. It's only my amp, so if anything goes wrong, I don't have to explain it to anyone. So I just had some power transformer and output transformer floating around, 50 watt, and just got a Hammond choke to go along with them. Just get me blocks. Oops, supposed to be open. I didn't say it sounds exactly like a humbucker. I said it sounds a lot like a humbucker. A humfucker. So this has actually got a rectifier valve in it. Zing zing. I'll just go from the shop champs. I might put the air on for a bit. It's fucking 28 degrees. Stagnant air. See what happens today. Might get a million customers, might get none. You never quite know, eh? But you got to be ready for them regardless. Got to vacuum the shop. All the annoying shit you got to do as a shop owner. Get a bit of fresh air. Get some background music. Finished fixing a Mackie Thump TH15A. It was a fucking nightmare. All tracked down to one intermittent transistor. It would fail for like half a second once a day. Power on. It takes so much time. Some things never change, they always stay just the same. I guess Scotty's not here because he would have responded to one of his songs. Sorry. Yeah, I really got to change that connector. Keep saying it every episode, don't I? So yeah, this one's really fun. I love it. I'm gonna hang on to this forever and ever, I think. Sorry, single coils. Not bad gain for only 3 12X7s, yeah. I'm building the cab for it at the moment. I'll do a quick video on Solexing those things. I'm going to do the pinstripe shit, not pinstripe, what do you call it? The beading, which I'm previously a bit afraid to do because it's a pain in the ass to get right. But I did a recover of a Friedman amp. It was a bit, not Friedman, was it a Freeman? No, it was a head first amp. It was a Marshall reissue that Jason had reworked, and it was a bit tatty, and the bloke wanted it to look brand new, so I re-Tolexed it, and it wasn't too bad. I sort of got a few tips off Alex on how to do the beading shit properly. It involves heat, hot air gun, and just being careful. Piping, that's it. So thanks for your tips on that, Alex. It worked out really well. Yeah, I like this amp. I'll hang on to that. I'm going to take it home once I've got a box for it. Inspire me to play more, practice more, get better. God knows I could use some of that. So I've got that and a Princeton reverb. I built a deluxe reverb too. I've got to figure out something funny going on with the reverb on that. I think I might have a bad transformer from Hammond, which Lyle has warned me about in the past, but I haven't encountered it up until now. So I've got to sub in another one that I've got and see if that's going to solve it. Anyway, champions, I'm going to head off now because it's almost 10:15. And I've got to do some paperwork, so that's not very interesting. Got to do some invoicing because it's hard to get paid without invoicing. There's stuff here waiting to be picked up. They don't know it's ready until I let them know, and the way I let them know is by sending them an invoice. So thanks for joining us, legends. Get to hit the like button and all that. Hit subscribe and notifications so you see next time I'm going live. You won't come in halfway through when I'm doing a poo. See it right from the start, won't you? So take it easy, you legends. Keep your chin up. Battle on. Drink piss. Root your misses or your whatevers. Kick ass in general. Play guitar. Set goals. Obliterate them. Eat food. Drink water. Breathe air. I'm talking shit. See ya.